Welcome to Dear Girl with Alice for yet another yoga session today. Traveling can take a toll on your body, but this 30-minute all-levels yoga practice is perfect for stretching, boosting circulation, and re-energizing anywhere. Whether you're in a hotel room, airport, or the park, these sessions are intended to help you practice yoga even when you're traveling. I filmed in the beautiful Krkonosze Mountains on the Czech-Polish border just a week before this area was hit by one of the worst floods in 50 years. I feel incredibly grateful to share this practice with you on such a beautiful day. We're going to be improving your circulation, easing up the travel fatigue, and of course, refreshing your body and mind for your next adventure. So let's get started. Tree pose. I'm going to stand tall here, shifting our weight to one leg. To the other, before grounding with our both legs. I'm going to stand here for a few minutes, receiving the energy of nature. Our palms are facing forward. Our eyes are closed. We're going to take a few breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Really enjoy this moment. Bring your hands to a prayer. Raise your hands up in the air and do a forward fold. Your feet are hip width apart. You're going to be hinging at the hips, and as you fold forward, you're going to continue to curve your spine and letting your head hang heavy. You could bend your elbows and hold on to your arms. You could also bend your knees slightly to release your lower back tension, anything that you have going on. You could also swing from side to side, just relaxing here. Continue to breathe, inhaling for 2 counts, exhaling for 1 count. You can inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Take that deep breath in and out. Continue to do that. We're going to do a revolved forward fold. So from a forward fold, you're going to keep one hand on the ground and lifting the opposite arm towards the sky, twisting through the torso. You're going to engage your core and look up towards your lifted hand. You can position for a few more breaths on each side, whichever one you decide is okay. I always like to have a lot of variation in my yoga practices, as each of us have different body types and styles, and it's always good to be flexible. Let's come to a squat. You're going to stand with your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. You're going to lower those hips down as if sitting into a chair and keep lowering those hips. You're keeping your spine straight. Keep your knees aligned with your toes and your weight in your heels. Bring your hands to a prayer. And continue to breathe here. You're going to open up those legs more using your arms as you're pressing into your knees. Opening up your legs as if you're fanning open a book. I love this position, especially for women. We hold a lot of stress in our hip flexors, so it's really nice to stretch. Continue to breathe here as you go deeper into the stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel that stretch. And exhale. Okay, begin to raise your arms above you. We're going to stand up slowly. We're going to do a couple of stand positions and squats. So we're standing and coming down to a squat, raising ourselves to a standing position and lowering ourselves to a squat. This is really good for the hip flexors. Continue to breathe here, making sure when you're coming down you have your tailbone tucked in. Engage your core fully and bring your hands to a prayer in preparation for a downward dog. We're going to lower ourselves here, bringing our hands to the mat, walking our legs behind us, pedaling those feet, stretching those heels. We're going to continue to breathe here, taking in a few deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to do a couple of knee to nose crunches. So we're going to bring our leg to the sky to a three-legged down dog. From the three-legged down dog, bring the raised knee towards your chest or nose, rounding your spine. So you're going to do that a couple of times before coming to a low lunge. We're having your right knee bent here. Sink deeper into those hips. We're going to come to a half split. So from the low lunge, shift your hips back and straighten your front leg, flexing your foot. Keep your hips square and reach forward as you fold over your extended leg. I like to keep my back straight here, but you could also have it curved and bending deeper into the stretch. All right, let's come to a down dog now. We could again come to a three-legged down dog. So you're lifting one leg towards the ceiling again. This time it's your left leg. And you're bringing it to your chest and to your nose for another knee to nose crunch. So that raised knee you're going to bring towards your nose, rounding your spine, engaging your core. As you shift that weight forward, and you do this a couple times, or just come to a low lunge, bending your left knee. Right leg is extended here. You can have your knee on the mat or actually raise that knee. So we're going to come to a half split on this side. So shift your hips back from a low lunge and straighten your front leg, flexing your foot. Fold forward over your extended leg, keeping your hips squared. Come again to a down dog. This is a little bit of a faster flow today. All right, we're lifting the right leg to the sky, a three-legged dog, and we're going to come to a high lunge. So we're stepping that foot forward, keeping your back leg straight and heel lifted. Reach your arms up overhead as you engage your core, keeping that balance. You can also have your hands on the hips, but you can raise them towards the sky. There's a couple of variations. You can also bring your hands to a prayer. Interlace your fingers or just have the palms facing one another and keep those hands apart, whichever you like. We're going to do a variation of Warrior 2 here, and this is going to be with a split. So your front right leg is bent, your left leg is straight, and you're twisting towards the right, twisting that torso, bringing one arm across the body and the other behind you, reaching in opposite direction. You could also bring that right arm to the left leg and just bend gently. This is a micro bend. Looking up to the sky. This is a great twist and chest opener. I'm going to call this a reverse warrior. I'm going to come to a Warrior 2, standing with your feet wide apart, front knee bent and back leg straight. Reach your arms out parallel to the ground and gaze over your front hand, making sure that your core is engaged. Bend deeper into that right knee. Try to hold that 90-degree angle. Your left leg, you have your foot out. Hold that for a few minutes. Breathe. We're going to come to a down dog. You're lifting your hips into the air, forming an inverted V shape with your body. Again, a 3-legged dog here. Keeping those hips square ideally, and you're extending the lifted leg. Press firmly into your hands. We're going to come to, again, that high lunge. Your left leg is forward, knee bent, your right leg is straight. Reach your arms up towards, gauge your core for balance. Again, you have variations here with your arms. You can bring them together in a prayer or keep them apart. Do whatever you like and keep bending that left knee. Okay, we're going to come to a warrior 2 with a twist. Twisting your torso to the left side now, bringing one arm across the body and the other behind you, creating that twist through the spine. And your torso's twisting over your left bent knee. I love this. Reverse warrior. Again, we're bringing our left arm to the right leg and reaching the right arm to the sky, bending gently here. Again, making sure that left leg is bent, 90-degree angle. Alright, warrior 2 here, standing with your feet wide, front knee bent again. Back leg straight, extending your arms out to the sides and gazing over your front hand. Continue to breathe here. Alrighty. Come to another down dog. Pedal out those legs. Continue to breathe here. Taking a few more deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Alright, come forward to a plank. Making sure your hips are lowered. You're going to try to be straight here, back straight, just hanging out over. The shoulders should be over your wrists. Keep that plank. You could pedal out your feet for more stretch in the calves and heels. I love this one too. It works out your core muscles. This is great. Try not to move your hips too much. Just keep them squared here. Then you're going to come to a chaturanga. You lower your body in a straight line towards the floor, keeping your elbows close to your sides. It's a great shoulder and lower back workout. Alright, we're going to come to again warrior 2 here. Your right knee is bent. Try to keep that 90-degree angle. Continue to breathe here. We're going to clasp our hands behind our back, looking up and slowly bending forward. This is the wide-legged forward bend, variation C. So you stand with your legs wide and fold forward, clasping your hands behind your back. Let your arms stretch overhead for a deep shoulder and hamstring stretch. Keep that right knee bent. Try to keep it in a 90-degree angle. Don't hyperextend that knee. Okay, come Back to warrior two. And we're going to come to a triangle. So you're standing with your feet wide, front leg straight, back foot angled. You're reaching one hand to the floor or shin and extend the other arm upward, opening the chest. I love this pose. It's a great stretch. You could keep opening that chest. You could do a lot of things with your right hand. Either hold your shin or just have it gently rest against it, opening that palm. You could also bring that right arm forward in front of you or hang out here. Come to a down dog. Walk in the dog, pedaling out your feet. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty, wide-legged forward bend, variation C. Oh, this is super relaxing. Continue to breathe here. Isn't it great to practice yoga in nature? Just really deepens the practice and relaxes your mind and body. I almost find it that it's easier to be flexible in nature. Maybe because you take in better oxygen. Alright, you're going to be, again, bending forward. In a forward fold, clasping those hands behind your back. You let those arms stretch overhead for a nice deep shoulder and hamstring stretch. We're going to come to a triangle pose. Keep those feet wide. You're reaching forward, and before you put your hand on your shin, continue to reach. The last thing that should come down is your arm. Your torso should be already reaching forward, and then you open up your arms. That's the last thing that you do. You could have that left hand resting on your chin. Alrighty, I'm going to come to another down dog. Okay, come forward as if you're going to do a chaturanga. You're going to hold your body in a plank pose. But before you actually won't do a full chaturanga. You're going to align yourself in that position, but then you're bringing yourself to the ground for a half cobra pose. So you're lying on your stomach and placing your hands underneath your shoulders. You're gently lifting your chest while keeping your lower ribs on the mat. You could look directly in front of you or slightly down on the floor, making sure your neck and lower back is relaxed here. You could also move your hips from side to side. Add some movement. You could put your forehead on your hands for a nice rest before we actually get into a full cobra. So from lying on your stomach, press into your hands to lift your chest higher off the mat. Keep your arms straight and open your chest. A deeper stretch here. Drop those shoulders. Okay, rest again on your arms. It's great. We're going to come to a Superman pose, sometimes referred to as swimming pose. So you're lying on your stomach, you lift your arms and legs off the floor, extending them out. But first we're going to be lifting the arms and chest. This is a great stretch in the lower back. Shake out those hips. Okay, you're extending out your left arm and your right leg. This is for the Superman pose. And you're going to alternate arms and legs. Do it on each side. Before flying like Superman, we're going to come up to that pose next. But first, stretching out the right arm and the left leg. It's a great glute exercise and shoulder exercise as well. All right, continue to breathe here. Rest your forehead on your arms. Yes, now time for Superman. So we're alternating lifting opposite arms and legs as if to swimming or flying to engage the core and back muscles, and I love this one for the back. Bend those elbows and come to a down dog, pressing your hips up and back into an inverted V shape again. Ground through your hands and feet to lengthen your spine, and we're going to walk those feet forward into a forward fold. So from standing, hinge at the hips and fold forward, letting your hands reach towards the floor. Relax your neck and slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. Your head comes last. You're lifting those arms up, and then before placing them alongside your body. Okay, we're going to prepare for a straddle. Bring those legs apart. Keep those hands on your hips and slowly hinge forward, flat back. Keep your spine long as you fold forward, reaching your arms out in front of you, or you can clasp them around your shins and ankles for a deeper stretch. We're going to do a couple of more stretches here. We're lifting one arm to the sky and then the other. So if you're lifting your left arm to the sky, the right arm you're lifting to the left. If you're lifting the right arm to the sky, the left arm you're lifting to the right. Or you could just alternate here by lifting one arm at a time to the sky, twisting your torso, engaging that core. Or you could just bring yourself up to a standing position. Bring those feet together, and we're going to come to another squat. You're lowering your hips down as if sitting back into a chair. Keep your spine long and weight in your heels. Just keep your hands in a prayer position. And you could take in a few more breaths here. Press into those knees. And we're going to come to a seated position, crossing your legs before coming to a seated forward fold. But first, let's relax here and do a twist. So we're going to sit with one leg bent, actually both legs bent, and we're twisting our torso. First, we're having the twist to the right. So your right arm is behind you, your left arm is over the right knee. And the more that we press our hand into the meat, the more we're able to twist. We'll repeat that twist on the other side. And remember that you can also, the more you exhale or the deeper you exhale, the better the twist. So you're trying to twist more on the exhale. All right. Continue to keep your spine straight. All right. We're going to come to a forward fold now. Keep that spine straight. Raise those arms to the sky and slowly, I did it a little bit faster today, but slowly bend over your thighs. Keep that back straight or bend forward. You don't have to always keep your back straight, but I like it for a deeper lower back stretch. And as you're pressing your hands into the feet, or wrapping your hands around your feet, you're deepening that stretch. You can also wrap your fingers around your toes or just hold on to your ankles, and even holding on to your thighs is great too. Wherever your hands can reach, you can do that today. We're going to bring ourselves slowly to Shavasana. I like this, bringing ourselves to our back, because it engages the core muscles, and I like stretching before doing a Shavasana. And this is a variation where we're holding our stomach and our heart. It's an extra activation and just reminds us to stay in our heart, stay in our body, especially if we're holding ourselves. And this is great. My feet are touching one another. It's sort of a butterfly pose here. I like to have additional stretching in the hips to open up the hips more and deepen the stretch. But you could also have your legs straight here, and just as you lie flat on your back with your legs slightly apart or bent or straight, you're just resting here and with your eyes closed, focusing on that deep, even breathing. Continue to breathe on your own. Okay, begin to bring your legs together. Stretch out those ankles by flexing and pointing those toes. You can reach those arms above your head. Always come to one side before bringing yourself up. It's less shock on the body. We're going to come to a seated prayer, sitting cross-legged and bringing your hands to a prayer at your chest. Close your eyes and lengthen your spine and focus on your breath. Thank you so much for joining me today, and make sure to subscribe for more videos on Tuesdays and Fridays.